Hello, everyone. Welcome to our time in meditation together today. Thank you so much for being here. It is incredible to be joining together and exploring the fundamentals and basics of meditation over this awesome 2-week series. So, a warm welcome to all of us. I hope you're having a wonderful day or you are ready to bring all that it is you are experiencing into our time in meditation, as today we'll be exploring the tail end of our set of teachings on mindfulness of emotions. So, however it is you may be feeling, we'll be exploring that through the mindfulness perspective and offering compassion and kindness to what's here. And then, as promised, today we'll begin our mindfulness of thinking set of teachings and practices, which will be going over the next few days, actually. So, if you feel like you could really use some support in working with thoughts in the mind during meditation, or you feel like you're being barraged with thoughts all the time, uh, negative thinking patterns, rumination, etc., worries, these next couple of days are really for you. So I'm really excited to be here and beginning the day in meditation. If you're new to me in this moment, welcome. My name's Amanda, and I want to say hi to Robin and Jake. Wendy, awesome to meditate with you right now. So happy to see you. Derek, equally so happy to see you as well. Clara and Amy and Angela, thank you all so much for being here. And it's beautiful to be arriving to some practice today. So let's go ahead and settle in and begin our time in meditation. And I'll be guiding us through the entire time. So we'll begin with settling our attention into the breath and the body, working on our foundation of present moment attention. And from there, we'll move into our mindfulness of emotions and then our first mindfulness of thinking technique. So you can allow the body to start to find its way to a comfortable posture and position. Just noticing what that means for you in this moment. Whether there are any adjustments to be made in the body. This can include rolling the shoulders back, or even letting the glutes or the neck roll side to side. When we're finding our way to a balanced posture for practice, the suggestion is to have a sense of integrity, a sense of uprightness in the body. So ideally, the spine is tall and straight and also relaxed. So right in the middle of this sense of uprightness, but not being too uptight with the body, not too uptight with the spine. The palms can be facing upwards or facing downwards, resting one upon another or gently upon your lap. And if you happen to be sitting in a chair or on the side of a couch, allowing both feet to be firmly planted against the floor and the ground below you. These adjustments in our posture help us encourage a sense of stability and steadiness in the body, which then encourages the mind to find steadiness as well. So if you haven't already, placing the phone off to the side and inviting the eyes to gently close. Turning inwards today. And for these first few moments, simply exploring what is here in the mind, the body, and the heart. Becoming aware of any current thoughts crossing through the mind. Or any feelings or emotions floating on through or perhaps residing here in the body in this moment. And gently bringing awareness to the body itself. Gaining this baseline of awareness in the body for the day. Is there any tension in the body? Is the body relaxed? Is it wakeful? Is it restless? Just observing. And with all of these self-data points in mind, allowing whatever is here to be here. Even bringing in a little nurturing, compassionate awareness, warmth and kindness. And now we'll share a few deep, relaxing breaths together, just encouraging the nervous system to fully relax. So gently breathing in through the nose and allowing the breath to release out through the nose or the mouth. And again, breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in breathing out. And now gently bringing attention to the lower half of the body as you allow the breath to settle into a natural rhythm and cadence. So sensing your two sitting bones resting against the surface beneath you if you're sitting. Bringing awareness to the upper and lower legs, your ankles and your feet. So often there's a sense of steadiness here in the body. And as practitioners, part of our exploration and meditation is noticing what it feels like to be still or find a sense of center and balance, even for a few moments during meditation. So even letting the body take on these mountain-like qualities. The body can become weighty. You can notice the sensation the body is experiencing as it's making contact with these surfaces below you, below the feet, glutes, sides of your legs. And from this sense of inner sturdiness and balance, bringing the attention upwards in the body. Relaxing the shoulders, softening the face. Now pausing once again and noticing what's here as far as emotions, feelings, or flavors of sensation in the body. And where in the body may these feelings or emotions be moving through or residing? Is there happiness and lightness in the heart? Perhaps there's fear in the heart, or a flavor of fear. And sensing whether there's excitement, uncertainty, And any emotions or feelings on the spectrum of unpleasantness to pleasantness and anywhere in between, a more neutral flavor of feeling. And even naming the emotion, the feeling. Ah, nervousness is here. Ah, anticipation is here. Ah, joy is here. And then allowing whatever is here to be here. And even taking a mindful step back from this experience as you notice where this feeling or emotion is residing in the body. And applying a layer of kindness to any feeling or emotion that you are aware of. This can be like offering the heart of your attention, just like you would extend some empathetic kindness or understanding to a dear friend, offering that same feeling tone to your emotions. And with the warmth of kindness and compassion perhaps present for you in this moment, gently beginning to bring your attention to the sensations of the breath in the body. Breathing in, breathing out with awareness. Centering your attention upon this one breath. And today we'll begin a noting technique. So as you become aware of thoughts crossing through the mind, applying a simple label to any experience of thinking by beginning with just the word, thinking, silently noting in the mind, thinking. And then gently returning attention back to the next breath again. Anytime you become aware of thoughts, gently noting the word thinking in the mind. And finding your way back to your next breath again. And now relaxing your focus from your breath and your breathing. Gently resting in the body for a moment or two, becoming nice and centered for the rest of your day. And we'll close by sharing one long deep breath together. So gently and fully breathing in through the nose and releasing this breath out through the nose or the mouth. And upon the heels of this last exhale, encouraging some micro mindful movements into the body. Moving the fingers and the toes. Taking a few deep wakeful breaths into the lungs, waking the body and the brain up meeting this moment. And when you're ready, gently floating open the eyes. And moving awareness out into the environment and the place, space, and room that you're in. And thank you so much for spending time in the present moment together and really exploring both the heart component of meditation and the mind component. So one step back here is that whenever we meditate, especially within the mindfulness meditation tradition, we are working on two things, two qualities in practice, which is one, we're working on qualities of the heart. So we embark and train in our mindfulness techniques, this ability to create a wholesome mind and a mind that is used to or familiar with what it's like resting in the present moment and finding that sense of steadiness and focus in the present moment. And then the other quality we train in is qualities of the heart. So we over time we encourage the heart and invite in the heart itself, and even our emotional landscape, which is so pertinent to today's meditation. We invite in the heart to take on qualities of kindness and compassion, peacefulness, and the ability to even cultivate joy, equanimity, wisdom, and forgiveness. So, we are always, in a sense, working on these two aspects of practice. And this all happens actually the moment that you decide in meditation, or the moment you bring that conscious awareness to your experience, even as you're thinking, like we explored in today's meditation. I'm thinking right now, I'm applying this labeling, this noting technique of thinking, which is an awareness technique, and then bringing your attention back to the breath. And if you do that with a quality and a tone of kindness, even that little bit of warmth, which is what we're doing is we're deconditioning our automatic reaction, which is often to be judgmental of ourselves or our experience. So we're deconditioning our reactionary judgment that may be residing below the surface by bringing in that warmth. And so automatically, we're always working on both our mindfulness and our heartfulness aspects of meditation. So thank you so much for being here again. If you want to move into the rest of your day, or if you have to, please go ahead. And I look forward to focusing upon mindfulness of thinking fully tomorrow and on Thursday this week as well. So if you have to run, thank you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And for all of us who have time to stay, please go ahead, type in comments, questions, insights, anything that's coming up for you in your meditation practice. And what I'll briefly speak to is the mindfulness of thinking technique that we went over, which is an experience, which is this noting technique. And the way I particularly really like to think about noting is that what we're doing with this noting technique, when we apply the note and the label and the recognition to our thinking mind in meditation, we're really, in a sense, we're creating a little bit of distance between ourselves and the action, the event of thinking. And at first, this can be really rather radical in nature, because until we begin a contemplative practice or a practice like meditation, as human beings, we're hardwired and we're brought up and conditioned to be fully identified with our thinking mind. Especially in the West here, there's this idea that any thoughts that I'm having, any thoughts that I'm experiencing are me as well. So if I'm having judgmental thoughts, then, we're in that energy and experience of judgment. We're walking around, rather judgmental. Or even on the opposite end of the spectrum, if we're feeling a lot of happiness and lightness of being, then, and we're having really positive thoughts, then we too are identified with that happiness and lightness of being. So this noting technique, this noting of thinking, this awareness of thoughts, and this mindfulness of thinking, really, I like to think of it like this: is that each pattern of thinking, negative or even positive thought patterns in the mind that may arise in meditation, they're much like balloons. You can think of them as balloons of thinking. And this noting technique of saying, thinking in the mind is much like a pin. It's a pin of awareness. And you're going through and you're popping the balloons of thinking as they may be arising in your practice. And why this is helpful is, again, this allows us to disidentify from our thoughts, take that mindful step back. And over time, this especially, not only does this help us feel more relaxed in our meditation practice, but this actually helps us create some, what we like to call right view around our thoughts and our thinking. We are able to cultivate an observational awareness of, fascinating. This one particular thought is completely on repeat. Or, gosh, my mind really loves to sink into this conversation today. And man, I am planning out like the rest of my day and my week and even my week next week. And wow, I'm really down that rabbit hole of thinking. And it's important to really remember that quality of non-judgment too. When we're using the pin of awareness, and we're noting our thoughts and we're popping these balloons and these thought bubbles of thinking, that tone of kindness that we were talking about before is really pivotal in this practice. And I find that can actually be one of the most helpful handles to hang on to as you're starting to work with your thinking mind and the nature of your mind in meditation, is remembering that this is part of practice, this noting of with our awareness, I'm off the breath, I'm off the body, I'm off the present moment. Completely meeting that recognition and that moment awareness with non-judgment as much as possible, and even doing so with that tone of kindness and bringing attention back to the present moment. That's the basis of the practice, and that's where we start to really grow this ability to therefore really observe thoughts and get to know our inner landscape from a skillful view, meaning that, do I really believe these thoughts that I'm currently thinking in the mind? Or, how helpful is this to be planning out the next 2 to 4 weeks of my life in the 5 minutes in meditation? So it's a beautiful way of working on wisdom, self-regulation, self-awareness for sure. It's such a big one. Growing this capacity to be more self-aware. And, in a sense, especially when we're working with mindfulness of emotions and mindfulness of thinking, we're unlocking our inner encyclopedia, our inner dictionary of being. We really get to use awareness, which is the key to unlocking this whole Rolodex of who we are. And the more we grow this self-awareness, this capacity to know our habits of mind, to know that, when I'm feeling sad, for example, then this is actually what sadness feels like in the body. And we're able to understand that from a place of observation and kindness and love and non-judgment. Then these sorts of self-insights and this growing self-awareness is what shows up for us in our daily life. So as you're walking through the world and that feeling tone of sadness or fear, for example, might be coming up, you're not just in the experience, you're not in the weeds of the sadness or the fear, you're not in the weeds of the negative thinking, and you're able to really get a little bit of view so you can learn how to respond and work with whatever it is you may be experiencing. So thank you all so much. I see one comment, which is from Derek. Derek, thank you so much. So Derek says, appreciate the extra time that you take after the sit. Derek, thank you so much. Absolutely. How do I want to say this? Like these teachings are not, yes, they're the fundamental and basics of meditation, but this is, in the most beautiful way. And I say this with so much celebration and joy in my heart that, this is it. This is the practice. And how beautiful is that we have this practice that has been practiced by human beings for thousands of years to start to understand the deeper deeper intricacies of what it means to be a human being, so we can apply this awareness out into our lives. And, and when we're really solid in the fundamentals of meditation, then we can relax into the practice more. We can cultivate trust and wisdom, and this ability to lean in, this ability to trust our practice. And that's when our practice really begins to grow and deepen and completely blossom as well. So Rebecca says thanks, and Claire says so grateful for basics and the time, much needed today. Absolutely. Thank you all so much. Derek, Rebecca, and Clara, thank you so much for your comments and for spending time in meditation together. And we'll be back tomorrow for more focus and techniques on mindfulness of thinking. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day today.